What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I want to talk about primarily this Sniper Bladeworks LPC. But since I had this one here also from my good buddy Nick down in New Zealand, I will talk about this one for a moment also. I've done a full video on this one, which is the DMF. And it was just a little bit different blade steel on that particular one that I did the video on, but I'll link to that down below so you can go check out all the specs and details on this knife in that other video. Rather than waste time here and ramble on about both of them or do a separate video on a knife that I did exactly the same, just a different blade. I don't need to do that. But these are from Sniper Bladeworks, who is an American-made company. They are in Kansas City, Missouri. And Lance Abernathy is one of the designers and makers and, whatnot. And I think they really got, I don't know their whole story, so forgive me if I'm incorrect a little bit. I think he was former law enforcement. He did a bunch of stuff with the SWAT teams and stuff. And when he came up with this particular blade, the DMF, it actually made it on the cover of Blade magazine. Super awesome. That's exciting. I think that's very cool, and I think it kind of jump started from there. Once you get your work on the cover of a magazine, I think that is definitely a killer kickstart, jump start. That's a massive boost. So I think it kind of went up, kind of went from there, so to speak. So let me stop rambling about that, and let's talk about Jesus, the LPC. A little bit smaller. Just kind of do a little couple size comparison. Let me move this out the way. A couple of size comparisons here, just between the two. So they are different. They're not your traditional blade handle shape, right? They have kind of a pistol grip on it, he likes to call it, which, is interesting to me, as I said on my first video of this, but I do kind of understand. So when you just pick it up and you hold your wrist at a normal angle, like just there, I'm not twisting my wrist at all, the blade is more down range, if you will, down towards whatever you're cutting. If we take more of a traditional knife, and well, this is maybe not traditional, but now it's just more a straight up as opposed to pointing towards your cutting material or your cutting target, if you will, or whatnot. And I think that just kind of goes for most knives, right? This is going to be more ergonomic, if you will. It's a little odd to me, but I understand the concept and the point. So let's just move that one out of the way. And let's get into the specs rather than ramble around, okay? It's 4 7/8 closed, just a hair over that. Just a hair over 8 1/4 overall. 3.58 blade with a 3.12 cutting edge. This is in S30V as well as the DMF over there. Is also an S30V. Blade thickness on this is 0.195. Overall thickness of 0.622. Runs on bearings, and it's super drop shut. Like, it's almost concerning because it passes. I mean, the lock bar is so easy to release, like so easy. I don't think it's not going to fail. I've given it some smacks, so it's not going to fail. But man, it's just so easy. It's effortless to unlock, so it just makes me nervous with how drop shut it is. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. It makes me nervous. And it runs on bearings, of course, with that type of action. Now, it feels good in the hand. It is very comfortable. You can choke up on it. I think all in all, it's a cool knife. It's G10 scales. Standard bent, probably titanium clip to match the titanium lock bar or lock side. It does have a steel lock bar insert, which acts as an over travel stop as well. Let's take a quick peek close up here. Yeah, it's got a little bit of fuzz on it. Got the Bladeworks logo, Lance's signature, a little bit of markings there on the pivot. Nicely done, G10 with a lanyard tube. The clip, you know, it almost feels a little bit too plain Jane on this knife. Now, this is a limited run of 400. This is number 180. All in all, it's cool. I think I would prefer a different clip. This is probably very just utilitarian. It works great in the pocket. He's not going for art knife status. This is made a lot for military and law enforcement guys, so they don't need anything fancy dancy. But a 3D milled clip, for me personally, would have been a better fit. But that's just more personally what I like. So I think that's part of it. And a little bit different lockup. It's just so easy. I don't know. It's weird. This one is totally different. It's much stiffer to unlock, but still comfortable, still absolutely doable. It just does not feel as concerning to me. And this one doesn't drop quite as much. I mean, it kind of does, but it's just different. Now, I know everybody's there saying, dude, just tighten the pivot, just tighten the pivot, just tighten the pivot. Well, yeah, I could, but this is not my knife. I will let Nick may love it this way. The owner, he may love it this way. So I don't mess with anything when I have new knives in. These are brand new. Well, I don't know if they're brand new. They came from Arizona Custom Knives. So they're probably slightly used. But they look to be in great shape. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to let the new owner do what he wants to do with his knives. Okay? So let's do some size comparisons with the Sharpie. And if I didn't mention, I will put a link down below to not only this video that I did on this knife with the different blade, but I'll also put a Sniper Bladeworks website because I think it's got some cool stuff. There's a video there of Lance talking about his craft and how he made knives and whatnot. So I think that's cool and interesting if you are interested in that kind of stuff. You got your AA battery and your D cell battery. Spyderco Delica, since I did pull that out earlier. The Sharknifco Ryu, since I, again, pulled that out earlier. I think I still need to do the video on this. This is just such a cool custom. It's just, ugh. This was one I wanted for quite a while. I did not bring out my Oreo, but how about a Quiet Carry Waypoint, which I haven't brought out in a while, because I think I'm going to sell it. I just need to list it, take some pictures and list it, because it just sits around. So anyway, this is a cool knife. Go check them out for sure. They are sold out on their website, but you can find them. This one was $295 on Arizona Custom Knives, and this one was $450. And I don't even want to know what that translates into New Zealand dollars for my buddy Nick. And then there is one more fixed blade from Sniper Bladeworks that I will be doing a video on here shortly as well, which is actually a pretty cool fixed blade. So stay tuned for that. But there you go, guys. Sniper Bladeworks, LPC, and DMF. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.